Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to start our next clause, which is clause number 12, pest control. Before moving to the actual topic, let's first discuss some background information. In this video series, we are discussing FSSC 22000 and specifically I'm focusing on PRPs, which is Prerequisite Program, are an essential part of FSSC 22000. And PRPs are the basic conditions such as GMPs that ensure food safety in any organization. Now let's move to our main topic, clause 12, pest control. In today's video, we will discuss six subclauses of pest control, which is general requirements, pest control program, preventive access, harborage and infestation, monitoring and detection, and last is eradication. So let's start with the first requirement, which is general requirements. The general requirements include the following. The entire food area must be clean and dry. This is very important because an unclean and wet environment becomes an ideal place for microbes and pests to grow. Second is regular inspection of raw material received at the facility. If raw materials are not pest free, pests can spread throughout the facility. The third is proper cleaning and waste management, which is critical for pest prevention. We will discuss this in more detail in later video. Now the second clause is pest control program. To make this easier to understand, I will break this clause into three main points. So the first one is pest control operator. You must appoint a nominated person commonly called a pest control operator or pest control manager. This can be done internally or externally. So, if appointed internally, there must be a job description clearly defining responsibilities, and the person must be properly trained. And if an external contractor is hired, all pest control activities are managed by the contractor, and a valid contract must be maintained. The second part of this clause is documented pest control program. So, our control program is essentially a full fledged plan that includes types of pests to be controlled, control methods and procedures, monitoring schedule, actions to be taken when pests are found, preventive actions to avoid reoccurrence, and training requirement. The third part is approved chemicals. So only approved chemicals are allowed. These must be comply with legal and food safety requirements applicable to your country. The main goal of the pest control program is to prevent food contamination and maintain food safety integrity. Now let's start with the job description and training of the PCO. A proper job description for the pest control operator must include three major parts like qualification, responsibilities, and what is the purpose of the role. If a vendor is used or a contractor, the contract should clearly define the PCO's responsibilities. Training records are mandatory. A person without proper knowledge and training cannot be assigned as a PCO. Additionally, all personnel involved in pest control must have valid medical reports and must be free from contagious diseases as required for the food industry's worker. Once the PCO is arranged or appointed, a pest control plan must be established. This plan should include pest type, e.g., for example, it's rodent, insect, cat, or etc. What are the control methods? Is it chemical spray, UV light, or bait station? Third is location and area marked on a facility map. Inspection frequency, daily, weekly, monthly, whatever is defined as per procedure. Then who is the responsible person for those activities? And then last is the corrective action. So if pest or poor hygiene condition are observed, you need to note that during your verification or monitoring activity. So even sometimes there is possibility that you have not found any pest, but even if no pests are found, cleanliness issues should still be recorded and corrected. So this is the second checklist, which is approved chemical register. You need to maintain that. It's a must have requirement. So you must maintain an approved chemical register either separately for pest control or as a part of a master chemical list. And this register should include chemical name, what is the purpose of that chemical, and the supplier name, and the supplier should be from the approved supplier list. Then the area, you are going to use this chemical. Is it inside the facility, outside the facility, or maybe waste area? Then you must have MSDS for this chemical, which is master safety data sheet. Sorry, which is material safety data sheet. Users instructions, constructions, and contact should be part of this chemical list. Now the third clause is preventive access. So this clause focus on preventive measures to stop pests from entering the facility. Routine building maintenance with no cracks, gaps, or openings. Second is sealed pipe and drain entry points. Third is coverage of drainage system. And then windows, exhaust fans, and opening fitted with the mesh screens. It's a must have. So I use some pictures to like just to show you. So auditor pay close attention to these points. A monitoring checklist should be maintained covering all areas: production, receiving, storage, etc., including inspection frequency, condition, corrective action, verification after maintenance completion. So this is very important checklist and this should be maintained. And it's better to maintain in the system instead of on paper. So you can like later on can convert into some trends. So document control details such as document number, version, and effective date must be included on all documents. Now the fourth part is harborage and pest infestation. So to prevent harborage and infestation, food must be properly covered and not stored in the corners. Avoid stagnant water to prevent mosquito breeding or any other larvas. Discard contaminated material immediately once they found and take proper actions. Maintain distance between walls and the racks or any product that you are putting on that particular area to avoid any pest harborage along the wall. And also you can monitor that whether it's clean or not. And then if you have any storage on open area or outside storage, these should be covered and protected from the pest. So even if you have kept some beverages in your parking area and there are some pest infestation like feces of some birds, then it could be considered as a non-compliance. Now the last or second last point is monitoring and detection. So like I explained all the documents or the records in my previous part of the slide, all these records should must be maintained and recorded. And nowadays it's automated systems and you should use that so later on you can do the trend analysis and seasonal pest activity evaluation. And auditors often ask for trend analysis by month, quarter, or year. Last part is eradication. So if pests are found despite preventive measures, the issue must be reported and documented. Secondly, only approved pesticides may be used. Then pesticide must be applied only by trained personnel, and records should be kept for like which type of pesticides are used, what was the quantity, concentration, and application details. A repeated checklist that I shared before. So to cover this clause, you can add a separate column where you can add like concentration, quantity, and application, and or otherwise you can like maintain a separate record. So this was our final point, and thank you so much for watching, and I will try to come back soon with the next video.